George and Seb rolling down the road, RGT riding shotgun a heavy load, Pastor Longhorn waiting to unfold. In El Paso, Texas, tales been told. One arm big, a sight to see. Pastor preach, set you free. George and Seb, they bend the knee. RGT.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast with yours truly, Seb, and joining me is my dynamic duo partner. He is Mr. Marathon Gaming himself. He is the Superman of the Switch. He is the guy who is all things Christmas today. This is the wonderful, the magnificent, the festive Marathon Gaming, Scotty himself. How you doing, Scotty?
I'm very, very good. I like the fact that you said festive, because this is festive. This is dropping the week of Christmas, but I need to give you a proper introduction because I can't have you introducing me in this high level. I need to go, let me try and do it like how George would do it. So he'd say something like,
okay, go ahead.
You're the Yoshi to my Mario, the lap dancer to my CD nightclub, the horse to my radish, and the shoebox to Pasta's cream crackers. And Seb, I am the fish to your aquarium. You are Triple S. I am Scotty, aka Marathon Gaming, and you guys are listening to the Unofficial Controller Podcast. How is everybody doing?
I love that, man. I love that. I think you just deserve the reins from now on. You can go ahead and host, and I'll be the 1B, if you will.
If I have the reins, I feel like, if you're training to ride horses, you're in like a little ranch over in Pasta's Field. And sometimes you've got like a very small, it's almost a pony. It's not quite ready for the big boy saddle. And it doesn't matter what you do with a range. You can only go one way. It doesn't matter if you put it left or right. You just go in a circle. It's either clockwise or anti-clockwise. I feel like if I've got the reins, it doesn't matter what I do. That horse is just going to go round and round like a clock. I don't think I'm quite ready to make, a T-junction. Am I going left? Am I getting right? I'm just going to go round in circles, Seb. I think you should keep the reins, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So it is Christmas time, all around the world. We're doing this Christmas-themed episode, the Christmas special, if you will. I have an exercise for you. It's a very Christmas-centric exercise. I want to see your answer here. If Santa Claus, Saint Nick himself, brought you one gaming wish this season, what would your wish be?
One gaming wish.
Yeah.
Do you know what would be nice? If it's limitless and there's nothing ridiculous off the table, what would be quite nice?
This is as ridiculous as you could possibly think.
And that's strange because for us on this show, we're very, we stick to our lane. We're very on the right. We're very, very serious. Don't have any time for jollying about. But we'll make an we'll make a little exception here. Let's have some fun with it. Let's pretend we're one of those fun podcasts that don't take themselves too seriously. Because, we're straight facts on this show. Facts, news, no rumours, no ridiculous lore. You don't get that here. But we'll make an exception just for this one. So what I would like from Santa himself would be some sort of superpower ability. When I play a game, I want to be able to freeze normal time. So I could, for example, play a game for 6 hours, but then when I turn the console off, press a little button, power down, I step back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. I've only spent 1 hour in real time, a bit like Limitless with Bradley Cooper. Like I'm doing things really fast.
Movie.
So I spend 6 hours in a game, then I turn it off, and Pasta's still cooking up some beans in the kitchen. He's only realised I've only had an hour of screen time. Because let's be honest, he does monitor how much game and screen time we have. He treats us like children. That man will
limit your screen time.
He does. So I would like to ask Santa for some sort of... Thing is, I'm kind of asked for time travel there, haven't I? I've pushed it a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if that's something he can produce. I mean, he's Santa Claus. He can do everything. Can I ask you, Seb, have you seen, and then let me know, the listeners in the Discord, there is a film, really, really fun, right? It's got Dwayne The Rock Johnson in it. It's from the guys that made Jumanji. I think it's called, is it Red One? And he basically, it's about...
Red One?
So it's on Amazon. I don't know. I'm assuming it is over in the US, but over in Europe, it is here in the UK. For sure it is. And basically, it's following the bodyguard of St. Nicholas himself, and he gets kidnapped by some gang. And it's a really, really fun comedy action family film, but it's really good because kids can watch it, and it keeps the traditional law there, but into modern day era. So, for example, the sleigh taken off with a reindeer is being escorted on a runway by two fighter jet pilots. So, if you was a young kid, you'd be like, no, it's definitely Santa. It's a really good film. It's really good. Now, that Santa in that film could grant me that wish.
Okay. I like that. I have not seen Red One yet. I'm probably going to watch it this weekend. I've heard mixed things about it, so your glowing recommendation is pushing me towards to actually propel myself into watching it. I'll probably watch it as this episode has released and everything like that. I'm curious though. So we're on the afterglow of the Game Awards. Did you watch the Game Awards, by the way?
I still haven't. It's been, I'm sure like a lot of people, it's been really, really busy the last couple of weeks. Very, very busy. So that's something I haven't managed to watch. But the fact that you've mentioned it, I might, after the show, put it on a YouTube when I'm settling down this evening, because I really, really want to watch and keep up to date. But yeah, I'm a little bit out of the pocket on the pool table in terms of the latest news this week. So I'm hoping you're going to come at us with some info.
And no, it's all good. It's the reason why I was asking you is because it pertained to the first question that was asked at the beginning of the episode, where we had at the Game Awards, they had the sequel to Okami was announced, which was I want to say it was 2006. I want to say a lot of people's game of the year that year, and that was surprising considering a lot of people said it was the best Zelda game to come out that year, and I think Twilight Princess was also that year. So Okami was one of those things a lot of people didn't see coming, and then there was some other announcements that people were like, "Snap! These are almost dead franchises that got resurrected." And I was like, if Santa was to grant you your wish, would you is there a dead franchise, a franchise that hasn't had an installment in 10 years or more that you'd bring back?
For sure. That's a great question. The first one that popped into my head instantly, it got a little bit of traction. Do you know what? It's had some traction because it had some media resurrection. And there's some history to it. So this game is a retro game. My favourite game for PlayStation 1. So I've got memories of a particular friend playing it. It's been, I don't know, it's been gone for 20 years, probably come out 1999 on the PS1. And then all of a sudden, a year ago, or maybe 6 months ago, a series come out for it. So I feel like we're playing a live quiz. If you're listening to the show,
is it Gex?
Pop it in the Discord if you know. So I'll see if you can guess it. So there was a couple of games for it. It was on the PS1. So we're talking late 90s. And then
so a couple of games got made into... It got a sequel.
Yeah, so it got a sequel. There's 2 games.
Okay.
And then as soon as I say the type of game, it's going to give it away. So then the second clue is it got made into a TV show this year. If I say it, just start naming games that have been made into TV shows in the last 2 years, because there's not many. It's probably only half a dozen.
So at first I was thinking it would be Gex, but it's not Gex. And then I was thinking it'd be Toomba. What's up?
It's Gex a TV show.
The TV show threw me off.
Sorry. Okay.
The TV show threw me off because at first I was thinking
let me help you out.
Gex got a sequel, and then I was like, PlayStation Classic. Then I was like, Toomba got a sequel, PlayStation Classic. Then I was just like, okay, Crash Bandicoot's not gonna get one. Spyro's not gonna get one. And then I thought to myself, Pac-Man just got an episode in Secret Level, like the TV show Secret Level. Have you watched it yet?
I need to see Secret Level. My friend messaged me about it the other day.
It's so good.
We'll talk about, I bet it's. Have you binged it all? Seb, have you?
I've watched 6 of 8 episodes, I believe. So I watched the first 6. I watched Warhammer. I watched Sifu.
That's the one that intrigued me. Yeah.
Sifu?
the Warhammer, because obviously I like
Warhammer
a bit
was
of 40K.
really good.
I like a board game, yeah. And my friend who is into Warhammer, he texts me about that. Well, that is cool.
Warhammer's really good. Dungeons and Dragons, I saw that one. I saw the one with what's the game? The Amazon game? It was like Alterium. It is, I think it's Alterium. It is, that one's really funny. It was more of a humor based one. I saw that one as well, and then I saw the Unreal Tournament.
Oh, okay.
One as well.
Cool, man. Yeah. I heard the whole show's a little bit. I heard the show's a little bit. There's something. I think it's called Something Robot. There was like a series of shorts. They're all animations, so they're cartoon animations, and they're all their own independent, like short story movies. And some of them
it's like anthology.
were dark. Yeah, some of them were so deep. Like there was such like information and twists in it. It was so creative. And then some of them are like just action or horror. It was on Netflix. I remember we watched all of them. It was really, really good.
Love, Death, and Robots.
That's it. That is awesome. My friend said the show you just mentioned, he said it reminds him of that. It gives him the same sort of vibes, you know, creativity.
It should, because it's from the same creators.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it should. Right. Before we go off on another one, let's get back to the Christmas quiz that we've got in front of you.
Okay.
So, what?
All right.
The game.
So
you got to stick with it.
It has like a TV adaptation.
Genre. Let me give you the genre. Okay. It's not a racing game, but there's cars.
Oh, it's Twisted Metal.
Yeah, boy. Straight in. So, how have we not had? I mean, we have had Twisted Metal Black and stuff. We did have a couple, didn't we? But it's been way, way too long. Those were the original ones. We did have, a Twisted Metal and a Black Online with a third, and then maybe for it a 3.5. But I would love to keep that franchise going. And the fact they had the series out, it's definitely been 5 to 10 years since they've had anything with it. And the fact that you can play the original, like Twisted Metal 2 or World Tour, on PlayStation Plus, I believe. So, yeah, it's definitely on there. That, for me, I would love to, no matter what capacity the game is remade, I would love to have it. And the other thing I would say, there's a reason why RGT isn't on this show right now today, in case anyone's wondering. He's actually hiding. He's received a lot of death threats from myself for his review of I've forgotten the name there. The boxing game that I've been going on about.
You gave him threats on a game that you forgot the review of. You forgot the name of it.
I'm all over the place. I just got Christmas and Santa Claus in my eyes. That's all I could think of. I had a lot of eggnog last night, right? There was a big party in the basement, a big send-off party.
Are you an eggnog person?
I'm not, but when Pastor offers you something, you have to just say, yes, Pastor, thank you, Pastor, and kiss his rings. That's all you can do.
That's true.
Right. What is a boxing game that slipped my mind? What I've been going on about. Game of the year. I can't even remember what it's called. Undisputed. So RG, he threw his 10 pence and his keys in the bowl, and he said, I don't know who I'm going home with tonight. He pointed at me and he said, Scott, I'm not going home with you. That game is rubbish. So yeah, unfortunately, he's hiding. We've got to go face to face now, and that's going to be a special episode. RGT versus Scott, Battle of the Undisputed. But no, Undisputed. Talking of Undisputed, where that's got such mixed reviews, I would really, really love and appreciate for another, speaking of franchise, you like to have another one of. I would love to have Fight Night back, from EA.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I would say, to be honest with you, mate, those would be my two answers. I would love to have Twisted Metal, a current gen game, or just slap it up, redo it on the Switch, baby. Just add 1 extra frame per second. I don't even mind. And they will. I played that Lollipop Chainsaw, right? I completed it recently, right? Since the last been on the show. Well, no, sorry, I say I completed. I haven't. I've got all the way up to the boss level, and I've got to redo the whole level. There's some glitches in it, and so the Switch game isn't the best place to play it on. I think I might have mentioned that previously, but that game is meant to be like remastered. It looks worse on the Switch than it did on the PS3. It really did.
Man,
so maybe
people are sleeping on how good the PS3 looked back in the day.
I think you're right, mate.
Oh,
you're
so
right.
good.
I'm the same with 360. Like, you pick up a game in a charity shop, you put it in the machine, and then you're like, hold on a minute, am I playing on my PS5? It doesn't look. Some of the games, like, there's not too much effort difference in them. It can be disappointing with the remasters on the Switch, and I was really disappointed with Lollipop and Chainsaw, to be honest. So yeah, don't stick Fight Night on the Switch. We'll just have a new version, please. We'll have a little updated one, and the same for Twisted Metal. So yeah, it'd be really nice. But then again, Fight Night Champion, yeah, we will have that on the Switch. I've got like good and evil, good and bad, each of my shoulders telling me different things.
Yeah, I think
Seb,
Fight Night
I know-
Champion couldn't run well on the Switch, though.
Yeah. I know you're a big Fight Night fan, so I'll probably pinch that one out of your pocket. But what are you going to... There's got to be some sort of anime. There's something I don't know about, which you know about, I reckon, which you're missing and you're longing for. There's got to be something that's right up your street. It's going to be a roguelike. It's not going to be a Souls-like game. It's got to be something that's triple S in all capacity. What is it going to be?
Now, if your roguelike hasn't been around for like 10 years for the most part,
That's,
like
well, I think that it was.
that
But I don't
genre
think
boosted
people.
off semi-recently. So I
Yeah,
think
it's almost
I'm
like people
going
didn't
to
realise what it
say-
was. Perhaps.
Give me a
Have
second.
I disappeared again?
think-
Am I here? Am I back?
Think
Is
to
it just me,
myself,
or
what
is it
am I
just
going to
Seb?
say
I don't
here?
know. One of us is frozen. I'm going to try carry on talking.
because that's a
Last
very
time I did
interesting
this,
question here.
I ruined the show
Give me
because
one second.
me and Seb were talking at the same time. But I've got internet, so I don't know what is a warning at the moment. Let me see if I can message my friend, Mr. Seb. I'm in the chat. He's gone. Where's he gone? I don't know if I'm still recording. Good. Whisper backstage. Seb, are you there? I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if I'm talking to myself. Well, is it Adventures in Gameland? Let me just look that up, because I remember I messed it up last time I said it. So it's a new Rugrats game. It's from Super Rare Physical, or you can get it digital. So it's Rugrats, it's on a Switch, it's on PS... Oh, it's Adventures in Gameland. Now that's really cool, because you can play it in current graphics, or you can play it in old school graphics, like 2D. And hold on a minute, Seb might be popping back. I'll carry on anyway. Or you can play it in like 2D graphics. You can switch between the two. The game is really, really, really easy. Really easy, really fun. However, the bosses are quite hard. I found actually the first boss quite hard, but you get through the level so easy. And the second level was very, very easy. But then again, the boss was quite hard in that. I gave up pretty quick. It's a really cool sort of Donkey Kong style boss, like Donkey Kong Jr. But what's cool is it's a co-op game, like 2-player game. I haven't played it 2-player. Mrs. Marathon game and didn't want to play. She just wanted to watch. But when you die, you get to be another character. So I started off with Chucky, because Chucky's my boy. Then I went to Tommy, then to Phil, then to Lil. You can't play as Angelica, but she does feature in it. It's got all the actual voices on it. Really, really solid game. Graphically, looks really good. So if you enjoyed Search a Reptar, or any of those old school PS1 titles and Game Boy titles of Rugrats, not the movie one or in Paris, Search Reptar for me is the GOAT of the Rugrats games, although I haven't played many of the others. But that is one I replayed as a retro gamer. I collected, and actually replayed it and completed it. You can complete it in a couple of hours in one sitting. It's real dead easy. But that game was absolutely awesome. So that was one I played recently. And then, what was the other game I have played? This is a nice game. Anyone listening, it's currently on sale, I believe, still for another week or so. It's Gibbon Among the Trees, I believe it is called. And I completed it. It's a very, very short game from an independent, from an indie title that Super Rare Games picked up. It's called Gibbon Beyond the Trees. Really, really nice game. Very relaxing. You literally play as a gibbon monkey in the rainforest. It's literally 2 or 3 buttons. You just swing in with the triggers. You can do sort of like a slide as well to get momentum. But you basically stay off the floor. And there's a bit of a story playing out. It's a very short game, as in it takes like 2 hours, 3 hours max to complete. But it's a really nice story. I believe it's funded by, or it gives a nod to, like a charitable organisation who's trying to like preserve and raise awareness about, I don't want to do it injustice, I don't want to say it wrong. I believe it's palm oil and the fact that the rainforests are being removed. So it shows a story about some of the forest starts going, you get in rural areas where there's humans, and obviously you're playing as a gibbon, so then you're like, hold on, this is inconvenient. And you've got a bit of danger, there's poachers. At one point, your friend gets kidnapped who's helping you, and then you're trying to rescue his baby, and then you're trying to get back with a friend. There's a really nice story. There's rainforest on fire. It's a really, really heartwarming story. You almost have a tear in your eye, but it plays out really relaxed. You can just sit there and play and chill. Just nice, quiet music. It's a real relaxing game that you can play. Just sit in 1 or 2 goes, playing complete. So I've got a bit of echoing kicking back there. And it's a really nice game, but I wouldn't advise paying the £30 or £40 or 30, 40 bucks off Super Rare or eBay, even if it's still in stock at Super Rare. I would say go on to Nintendo eShop because it's good graphics on Nintendo Switch. But it was on sale and like 80 or 90% off. I'm pretty sure it was like $1.99. So under £2, you could pick that game up, which is an absolutely awesome bargain. So I recommend if anyone's looking for a nice quick game, for under £2, little pocket money, same length as a movie, then definitely check that out because that's a really, really good deal. Can you hear me, Seb? Are you back? Are we back together?
I am back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy. Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. We're gonna have some technical difficulties
right.
here. By the way, I loved your repertoire conversation.
Thanks. It was it was a really good
can
game.
You hear me better now?
That is perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. There's just a slight echo of what you say.
Okay, what about now?
A second after you say it. Same, there's that echo after.
Give me 1 second. Give me.
No worries. So while Seb's doing that, the only other thing I've been playing a lot of lately, because we're getting into holiday season, there's a lot of, everyone's busy trying to see everyone, which we have been. We've been seeing a lot of friends, and really into my board games. I spoke before in the show. Tabletop games, not talking just Warhammer. I've only played that a couple of times with Kill Team. I'm talking actual board games. But anyone who's listening to this who aren't into board games, board game people, I'm not talking about Snakes and Ladders. I'm not talking Game of Life. I'm not talking Monopoly. I'm not talking Boggle. I'm not talking Scrabble. I'm talking there is modern games which are constantly being made. You check out Zatu Games, fantastic website here in the UK. It's up in Norwich, but they've got a website. It's awesome. They might even ship European and worldwide. I'm not sure, but check that out. ZATU, Zatu Games. Pop it in Google, whatever search browser you're using. But yeah, there's some awesome games. Now, I have a real problem with learning the games. Like, I have to get it out, look at it, read the rules while setting it up, then watch a YouTube video, then watch someone else explain it, then watch someone playing it. So I tend to, over the years, my family are big into board games. So all my sisters and other halves love them. So we sort of play board games once a year, and you sort of learn 1 or 2 new ones each year. But now we've started to get in a diary, like every quarter, every few months, we're meeting up, me and all my sisters, siblings and their other halves. We're doing games days. Now I've started to get really into board games. I've built up my own collection. I'm going to do a video on the channel actually on Marathon Gaming on YouTube. I'm going to try and do top 5 easy board games to play this Christmas, because it puts people off the length of some of these games, and how hard they are to understand. But there's so many like dice games and card games and tabletop games which literally you can play from 2 players up to 6 players, and they're so easy to learn, and they only take like half an hour to play or an hour to play, and they're so addictive and moreish. So I'm going to give you a few straight off the bat now. My favourite at the moment is a game called Mlem. Mlem. Mlem as in a cat going Mlem, Mlem. And it's basically, stick with me, 'cause it sounds wild. It's basically, you've got like 9 astronauts, they're cats, trying to get them into space. You roll the dice, you're taking turns of who's captaining the shuttle, and you're trying to get as far at the board as you can. You've got to roll certain dice to keep the momentum going, and then you can get off anywhere you want on different moons and planets. You score points, but if you've got a bit of bottle, welcome back, Seb, looking good, man, that's perfect clarity. The further you get up the board, the bigger the points are, so you've got to have a bit of ball stay up there. But then if you don't hit the dice, you crash the ship, you get no points. Really, really fun game, so check out Mlem. The other one that's really fun to play with family I've been enjoying is a game called Sheriff of Nottingham. Sheriff of Nottingham, how I would say it. Nottingham, I think, for my US fans. So that game is really, really fun. It causes carnage amongst the family. It did when we played it. So all you're trying to do is you're taking turns being a sheriff. You're trying to bring in either chicken, eggs, bread or cheese into a village. but you can also smuggle in contraband. And you get questioned by the sheriff. And if you get caught with contraband, you pay a fine. But if you don't get caught, you get extra points. So you want to get the contraband in. So the sheriff will ask you questions. So you'll be like sweating in real life. It's like a bit of a blagging game, like a bit like bluffing. But you can pay off the sheriff and you can bluff him. Seb, it's so funny, mate. You got to play it. It's like you could be the sheriff. You could be questioning me saying, what's in the bag? I'll say I've got 4 cheeses, but really there's 3 cheese and a bit of contraband. So you'll be like, right, I know you got something in there. I'll go, hold on a minute. And I'll come clean. I'll go, look, I might have something naughty in there, but how about I give you a little drink? You turn a blind eye. Here's a couple of gold coins. And so that's a really, really fun game. And then I'll give you one more, which we've been playing.
Before you do that, can you hear me?
One? Yes.
All right. So
yeah, I can hear you. Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you so much for filling for time. I apologize, everyone. I was having technical difficulties over here. It's been the struggle's been real, but you asked me a question earlier in the episode, and sorry about the jank in this episode, everybody. That you asked me what would I want for Christmas if Santa could grant me a revival of one of my franchises, and I think
yes, yeah.
If I'm being honest, I would probably say one. It wouldn't be a roguelike because that genre hasn't been around for a long time. I would probably say NBA Street would probably be one. I would love to have that back as a new installment. And then on the other one, I think
that's a great shout, Seb. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I think that one would probably be one that I would love to have back. And then the other one, this one's a little confusing because I can go a whole bunch of different ways with this. I think, it's been long enough. I think, what was that? No, that was 2016. I was about to say I would love another Arkham game right about now, but like I think they put that out in like 2016, so not.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bit too soon. I mean, it'd be welcome, but it wouldn't be like a big shock, and everyone be like, quick, run to the store, we need to get a copy of that. Quick, get your pre-order in.
Yeah, you're right. I will probably say, just said, it's a lot harder than I thought because there's some that I would love to have back, and there's some I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole, even if they came back. I would probably say, though, a franchise that I would love to have back that hadn't had an installment in a very long time would probably be either the Resistance series, like the Resistance Fall of Man. I would love to see another one of those come back, or maybe Infamous would be another one I would love to see back as well.
I think I know those two, Resistance and Infamous.
Infamous kind of rose up around the PS3 era. It was around the guy with electricity powers who basically you could play as a good version of the character or a bad version of the character. It was a superhero style game. And then Resistance was mostly a single player campaign that was exclusive to the PlayStation, PS2, PS3, and PSP era games. There might have been a Resistance for PS4, but I don't think so.
Look at the Infamous cover art, look really cool.
Oh yeah,
on the PS3.
As a retro collector, you'd probably like to have that one in your collection.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if you'd play that, but I think you have a diverse palette when it comes to games, so you might jump into that.
Yeah, I definitely do. I don't think some of them third person some of those action third person games aren't necessarily my favourite, but as we get older, our sort of palettes change, our tastes change, and like you say, I'll give anything a go. It does look fun. It looks almost like a bit like Bulletstorm. The way his power is with his hand.
Yeah, I think that's a good pull.
I remember Bulletstorm. There was something a bit like that, like an ability where you could pull everyone towards you, like slow motion style. Max Payne.
Yeah,
it'd be good to have another one of those.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that just come to me as well. Looking at that, and then was it Resistance? The other one,
Resistance. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Resistance and Killzone were kind of like those shooters.
Killzone I see about all the time, and car boot sales and that stuff. So that's a first-person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I'd definitely like to try that out. Added 2 more games to my list, Seb. Thank you very much. Maybe the listeners too. These might be all new games to them that they haven't heard of.
Yeah, for sure.
Spoiling people this Christmas.
So if Santa Claus could bring you if Santa Claus could bring you a controller of your choice, what controller would that be?
I wish Santa Claus could change the prices of controllers. I saw a beautiful green Xbox controller the other day, but some of them are like £80, £100. I mean, I've got like 2 controllers for every console. I feel like I've got spare. I should probably cash some of them in. I've got so many Xbox One controllers and stuff. I don't even need them. I used to buy all different colour Joy-Cons, but once you've got like one decent Pro controller for each system, I try to really stick with it there. But I have seen some really cool like Pokemon ones, but they take like batteries only. Like they sell at sometimes Argos, a store in the UK, or Aldi, our supermarket. Sometimes they have like special section, and they do really cheap like Switch controllers, but you've got to plug them in. Like, no one wants to plug them in with leads these days. So I would say one of those really cool sort of third party, maybe like a cool Pokemon one, but you didn't have to have a lead for it, because there's been so many. I've got a couple from Aldi, like been some cool like Pikachu, really cool artwork on there. I've even had as a present like custom controllers. It'd be cool if like an artist like Banksy did some sort of limited edition, but that'd be too expensive. Some sort of skin cover art. You know, you can get skins for the retro game consoles. You can get like wraps for your Xbox Series X. It'd be cool to have some sort of wraps for. They might be missing a trip here, but yeah, some sort of wraps for someone on Etsy. Get on it, but for actual game controllers, so you can get really unique, really customize them. Maybe upload your own designs or photo and print them off. That'd be pretty cool. I don't think there's any. I mean, you probably just want your favourite game, I guess, or your favourite colour. So I'll probably have an undisputed game controller. I'll have that RGT.
So it's safe to say that's your undisputed favourite game this year.
To be honest, mate, I think it's probably a disrespect to a lot of games, but I've got such a bad memory. I couldn't tell you what I had for dinner yesterday. So I think because it's the last game I really, really enjoyed.
Okay.
It's always fresh. I feel like games that come out the back end of the year have a better chance of being remembered than those in the earlier part.
I get that.
You associate, you do things different times. Well, obviously, the summer, everyone's outside. The weather changes in the winter. People start being inside more, playing more games. I do feel a bit like things can be seasonal. Like if a banger of a game, if I was a developer, I'd rather drop a banger of a game like Grand Theft Auto in the spring. You know, once people have recovered from the new year, get their money right. Easter weekend's probably a good time to drop a game. So a lot of people in lots of countries have a couple of days off. But I feel like in the summer, people are busy. School holiday. I don't know. Then again, school holidays. There's a good audience there. I don't know what I'm saying, really. I'm just waffling on.
No, I think that's fair, though. You know, like, going back to the controller question, you know, this is one of those reasons why I think you, Scotty, especially considering how retro focused you are, would really love, like, PC gaming, because, like, all your controllers across the board work on PC.
Yeah. I remember that when I tried with a laptop to make it a gaming laptop, and I built the graphics card in it. I remember downloading Steam, adding Dead by Daylight on there. And then I said to my friend, I'm not going to get used to this whole keyboard and mouse thing. He said, I'll just plug in a controller. I said, which one? He was like, well, any. You've got a Xbox controller, you know, it's Microsoft, you can use that. And I was like, can I? It blew my mind. Just connected it up, Bluetooth, and away I went. It's just...
And everything was working.
Didn't realise how easy it would be, to be honest.
How amazed were you when you found that out?
It was like realising I had a left foot and a right foot. It was very, very useful for me. I was like, yeah, I could run now. But, you know, it was really cool to know that. And I've heard you can do it with anything. But I guess you can change button configuration on any system. I'm not sure. I'm not one of those guys. I mean, I don't know if you are, Seb, but you know, some people play a sports game. I know you're big on your fight night, and I think you play a bit of... It's a basketball game you was playing as well, wasn't you? You was playing a bit of NBA.
I think I played every one of the sports games but tennis this year. And tennis and cricket.
Yeah, so are you one of those guys, Seb, that when you go into an online match, you spend 2 minutes changing a button configuration so you can beat their ass, or you just go with the standard default?
I'm weird because I never do online matches, but I always do I'm a weird gamer that never plays online at all. If that makes sense.
Well, now you're single player.
Yeah.
That's what you do, single player experience. So single player by nature.
Yeah, it's always like I enjoy the nature of gaming a lot, but I never actually, and I enjoy like the thought of multiplayer gaming, but I never actually dive into multiplayer gaming. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. So, on our Christmas themed episode right now, I want to ask you, we've talked about the games you want to play, the controllers you want Santa to give you. Old Saint Nick might be delivering you a movie night with you and Mrs. Marathon Gaming. What movie would you want to go see that you haven't seen before?
We like watching horrors together, to be honest.
Okay.
We do like watching a horror film. I know this is a gaming podcast, but it's good, to talk about some other things as well, a bit of media. I know we talk about movies. Sometimes we ask that question, I'm like a little film pick at the end. But yeah, we love a thriller and a horror, something of a twist. When I'm on my own, I like a little drama, something a bit serious, something emotional, something to make me feel. But we watched another loosely based Christmas film, a bit like Die Hard. We consider it a Christmas film, watch it every Christmas morning. We watched Carry On on Netflix recently.
Night.
Mate, awesome film, isn't it? Awesome. So for anyone who's listening, I'll sum it up for you and it'll make you want to see it. Basically, it's Christmas Eve. It's following a guy that works on security. Do you call them TSA?
Yeah, we call them
TSAs,
I believe.
Yeah, so it's a TSA officer. We just call them, I don't know, the annoying guys that hold you up at the baggage. Yeah, so he's working on, on the scanning machine, metal detector, all that jazz. It's the busiest day of the year. They're just trying to get through Christmas and then basically gets caught up in a terrorist plot. And it's the really good action thriller. And as soon as the film starts, 90 seconds in, it's happening. Guys, don't watch the trailer and then pause this video, watch the trailer, then come back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that trailer. And now you're going to watch that film because that was a really, really good film. So we really enjoyed that. So I'd say as a film for me and Mrs. Marathon Gaming, something like that, please, because I really, really enjoyed that. That was a great film. Awesome film.
Yeah, we had.
Is that your sort of?
We had fun with it.
Is that your like?
Yeah, we like those action. We like action thrillers as well. We don't like horror, but we like action thrillers. So that was a good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry. I know the horror is a bit of a swear word in your presence. I didn't want to. I feel sometimes if I jump up too much, I might.
But yeah.
But yeah, thrillers, man. I love those. Something with a twist on it is just awesome.
Yeah. That was definitely a fun watch. Do you have any holiday films, like go-to holiday films that you'll enjoy watching that are a bit of on the Christmas side of things?
I'm a bit sad, to be honest. So there's a few films that we really, really like, which we've enjoyed, right? And some, I don't mind a rom-com, I'll be honest with you. So there's some that I think there's a couple of like British ones we watch.
Okay.
So there's it's got a twist in it. I don't want to say the twist because it will ruin it. But basically, it's a girl working in Covent Garden. I think it's called Last Christmas, and she's got some issues, some personal issues. Her boyfriend's leaving her. She's sleeping sofa to sofa, knocking about with different men, causing issues in the shop, always drinking. So you get the idea with the character straight away.
Uh-huh.
And then she meets a guy. He's all over her, handsome guy, but she's not interested. And he keeps following her, a bit of a gentleman. And you can see, is this going to be a typical rom-com? But it's not. It's actually, it's a good film and it's got a bit of a twist into it. It's a really good story. We watch that every year. There's one, I think, called The Night Before Christmas, about a medieval knight who gets transported to current times.
Oh, I've seen that
really
one.
Funny.
I've seen that one, yeah.
Yeah. And if you enjoyed that, this one will make you laugh, right? So Mrs. Marathon Gaming was saying, she said to me, you've got to watch this Christmas film that's come out on Netflix, right? It's called Hot Frosty.
Oh, we watched that one too.
Frosty. Right, yeah. So she went, imagine a snowman that comes to life. He's got a six-pack. Everyone fancied him. I said, look, I can stop you there. I am not interested in this. You can watch that with your girlfriends and, that's all good with me. But me and Pastor won't sit there watching that. Anyway, it was on the other weekend in the background. and I was like, damn, this is a good movie. I sat there and watched the whole thing. I thought it's absolutely brilliant. So there's a few, we add to it each year. There's actually quite a few. I could go on a bit of a list. I'll put them in a Discord maybe for everyone. There's about 4 or 5. There's one about getting catfished. I don't know if you've seen that. So it's
catfish.
It's an Asian actor, and basically he catfishes some girl. And then she goes to visit him at Christmas as a surprise. And then obviously the parents open the door. He comes to the door and she's like, what? You're not the guy I've been talking to. I think it's called Love Hard.
Love Hard,
I believe it's called. Yeah. That's really good. We always watch Die Hard, though, Christmas. These are like build-up films up to Christmas.
Yeah.
We watch Die Hard, Christmas morning. We watch Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas because I used to watch it as a kid with my sister. And it's like short stories, Chip and Dale, Donald Duck, Goofy, Mickey Mouse. It's really sweet. There's a bit in there, guys. And you might be thinking, if you're listening to this, you might be thinking you're tough men and women, right? And, why would you watch a Mickey Mouse cartoon? That won't be emotional. I'm going to tell you what happens in one of these short stories, right? Mickey Mouse is poor. Minnie Mouse is poor. They're trying to make an honest living, right? Times are hard for Christmas. It's a real reflection on society and the stresses of a modern Christmas in this day and age. So Mickey Mouse wants to get the love of his life, Minnie, a nice gift. So he has his harmonica. He sells the harmonica,
I've seen this.
his favourite possession, to get a gift for her. It's like a charm for her pearls. Yet Minnie sells her pearls to get a case for his harmonica. It gets me a tear in my eye every Christmas morning. They sell the things they love to buy the love of their life something. It just goes to show you the message there, guys, is don't get stressed and wrapped up about material things this Christmas. Just enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones, because that's what it's all about. But yeah, that we watch every morning. There's a few things which we love. Click and Collect is a really good one. Another British, a bit like, there's an Arnold Schwarzenegger film where he's looking for the last toy for Christmas.
Turbo
is
Man.
it Jingle All the Way?
The Turbo Man.
Turbo Man. So there's a sort of a British version of that where a little girl wants this particular unicorn. And it's Stephen Merchant who wrote The Office, the original Office, stand-up comedian. I think he'd done a few things in America, like Hello Ladies,
Oh, gotcha.
sitcom. Yeah, so Stephen Merchant, and then another actor who's very famous, Chibuddy G, if anyone is listening and knows who Chibuddy G is, from People Just Do Nothing. And they go looking for this toy on Christmas Eve. He's his neighbour. That's really fun. But yeah, there's a lot of, you know what, there's loads. There's actually loads. But yeah, that, Home Alone, the classics, the same as everyone. But I'm always intrigued for a new film. Every now and again, every few years, we would rewatch Love Actually on a holiday.
Okay.
But I'm always open to a new film. So Seb, when that, was it called the baggage one?
Oh, Carry On.
When Carry On came up, I was so thankful. I was like, yes, that's going to be one of the films that we can watch each Christmas. I mean, it's very loosely based on Christmas, but that was a cool film. So any like that, Seb,
So
I'm all over.
So you like kind of like the action Christmas movies, I could tell. Have you ever watched?
Yeah, I don't know if I would say I like maybe I do. Thriller, more of a thriller.
Action thriller?
Go on,
I
hit me
got
with
you.
it.
Have you seen Violent Night?
Yes, yes, I have. That is good. But you saying it, I've got a recommendation for you. I doubt you've seen it. I might have to Google it. This, I was going mad about it about 5, 6, 7 years ago when it came out. Haven't seen it for a couple of years. It's basically, imagine Home Alone, but instead of being Home Alone, instead of the kid terrorising the two burglars, it's a lot more graphic, an older age rating, and the kid actually hurts people.
Oh, wow.
So he hurts his babysitter. It's a very, very good film. It's like a comedy, dark horror in a way, with a bit of a thriller. So let me try and find what it's called.
That went completely the other direction.
Mate, it slams. It really does hit hard. It's a very, very good film. I'm trying to think. Sorry, Seb, you might have to cover for me for a second while I just try and look this film up. I'm trying to think what I would type in Google to get it up.
All right.
It's about a babysitter.
All right, everyone. In the meanwhile, while he's looking at that, thank you all so much for bearing with us through our technical difficulties, specifically mine. We want to shout out the people who give so generously to the UCP community to help us grow, to help us develop, and to help us become more. We have a list for you in the community. Scotty, do you have that list, by the way?
I do have it, and then even better than the list, Better Watch Out is the name of the film.
Better Watch Out. So we got the name of the film.
Came in 2016. So on a quiet suburban street, a babysitter must defend a 12-year-old boy from intruders, only to discover it's far from a home invasion. So there is some twists in there, and it gets absolutely mental. And then there's even a scene where the paint bucket gets swinged, smashes someone's skull open, and he literally goes, "Oh my God, I just Home Aloned him." So they were going with that sort of style. Right, let me get the list up.
Yeah, all right, so
because
he's getting the list, everybody.
I know that
he's checking
George
it twice.
has done very good. Yeah, checking it twice, baby. And you know what? Everyone's on the naughty list. Oh no!
Oh no!
What is going on? Not our viewers, not our supporters. That's for sure. So I've got one from George, but it's 21st of November, and I know when he brings up the new list, he never shares it with me. So I
man,
hope
George.
I don't miss. We're gonna have to roll off the tippy top tongue, but I've got a list here.
Okay.
If you want to care to come through.
All right. Give me 1 second. All right. Let me.
So these are the guys that help support the show, which we're very, very thankful for. A lot of them are very, very active members in the Discord, which do help out and just help run things really with us. So, like, big shout out, for example, to Digital Monkery, who helps with changing sectors. There's some OG members in there, like Boba, for example. Some guys that really
Are the
the starters of our
and true
that's it.
backbone of the UCP. You know.
Yeah, they're on the front line, they're on the back line, they're the medics,
Yeah.
they're everything. And you can join these heroes as well in the trenches. It's $3 is one of the starting tiers, and that gets you read out on every show. Or you can pay $5, gets read out on every show, plus you get art merch yearly. Or you can go top tier, $8, which is read out on every show, art merch yearly, and access to the unglorious chat. And then I also believe there's some quarterly Zoom meetings, which I think the guys were saying there's one imminent coming up now as well, I believe.
All right.
So you get to talk to some of the hosts.
Okay.
Hopefully one of the better ones and not someone like me.
All right. We're about to read out the names of these lists in our best Christmas voices. So it is the Christmas edition of the list, everybody. Are you ready, Scotty?
Yes, I'm always ready.
All right. So we have Trestles, New York.
But stop.
Dun, 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 tingle turn.
It's Digital Monkery coming round the corner this Christmas.
Oh, I like that one. Roast to space.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? No, it's the Gaming Grand.
It's also Ball Aboard.
Now, this guy, I just want to pick him up and roll him into a little fluffy snowball. It's Boba.
All right, and this guy is still on the list despite being a host for some reason.
Why am I on this list?
Nothing gaming.
And then we have got, now apparently, every Christmas, this guy gets his wrapping paper out, right? He doesn't wrap the gifts up for his family. He wraps up every possession. I'm talking the coffee maker. I'm talking the stove.
Yep.
I'm talking the car.
Yep.
He covers his grass. He protects it from snow. Everything is sealed for this man. He is the seal king. It is Seal Master Elliot, baby.
There's also the Mr. Snowman himself. Dude.
And then she's no ho, 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 baby. It's Emma Sharp. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Harvey, the king of gifts, retro.
Now, they say at the winter time, it can get up to -7 degrees Celsius in Berlin. But that's no issue for this guy because he's nowhere near Berlin. Big shout out to nowhere near Berlin.
And someone who's always making sure Christmas is extra special for the kids and the crew. It's Mlem.
And give me an R. Give me a G. Give me a T.
Yeah.
It's the RGT fan club, baby.
All right. And the weather outside is
We've lost the
frightful,
plot.
but we do not care because this is Peter Brumbars.
It was the night before Christmas. Nobody was stirring. Not even a mouse. He opened the cupboard door. What did he see? A mince pie? A cookie? No, it was a tub of Billy Marmite.
I like the way you did that one. Go ahead and finish us off with the next one.
No, I've got. There's another one. I'll let you take this one because there's another two. I don't want them to miss them off.
Okay, go ahead and do those two, and I'll finish off with the final.
Okay, so we've got Simon Pry, Silent Night. Plus we got Carlos and Firm Returns. What a delight. What a fright. Silent Night. I feel like, before you do this last one, I feel like there is someone that George had most recently, and I'm really worried we've missed him off.
Okay, go ahead.
I haven't got time to go back to the last show. I don't know who it is, so I just need to apologise. It's definitely a name that's been added to this list. But what I will try and do is I'm going to give a clap, a double clap, a triple clap. That's the drum roll. Everybody, brace your seats. If you're driving, pull over to the slow lane. Make sure you get to a correct speed. Make sure you brace. Make sure your seatbelt's there. Do not adjust your dials, but grab your volume, turn it way up. Hit them, Seb.
It's present gift.
Merry Christmas, Fats and Gift. Merry Christmas, everyone.
I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, everyone. This has been the UCP Christmas edition with all the shenanigans that you can expect from a Seb and Scotty episode. Anyways, I've been Seb. This has been Scotty. Until next time, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Ho, ho, ho.
George and Seb rolling down the road, RGT riding shotgun a heavy load, Pastor Longhorn waiting to unfold. In El Paso, Texas, tales been told. One arm big, a sight to see. Pastor preach, set you free. George and Seb, they bend the knee. RGT nodding yes in glee. Join the cult in El Paso town, where Pastor Longhorn's got his crown. One arm high, the other down. We're the wildest show around. Sunday's hot, the desert air. George and Seb both feel the glare. Longhorn's words hang everywhere. Salvation found without a care. Sunday's hot, the desert air. George and Seb both feel the glare. Longhorn's words hang everywhere. Salvation found without a care. RGT plays a sacred tune underneath the El Paso moon. Longhorn grins from afternoon to the night, they'll see it soon. Join the cult in El Paso town, where Pastor Longhorn's got his crown. One high, the other down. We're the wildest show around. George and Seb rolling down the road, RGT riding shotgun a heavy load. Pastor Longhorn waiting to unfold. In El Paso, Texas, tales been told. One arm big, a sight to see. Pastor preach, preach, set you free. George and Seb, they bend the knee. RGT nodding yes in glee. Join the cult in El Paso town, where Pastor Longhorn's got his crown. One arm high, the other down. We're the wildest show around. Sunday's hot, the desert air. George and Seb both feel the glare. Longhorn's words hang everywhere. Salvation found without a care. Sunday's hot, the desert air. George and Seb both feel the glare. Longhorn's words hang everywhere. Salvation found without a care. RGT plays a sacred tune. Underneath